Good morning. Welcome to my Tireside chat. Oh, I'm driving too slowly. I better speed up. It's Wednesday, May 31st. It's the last day of May, 2023. So, big news yesterday. We found out that BitWise in Fresno and all of their other locations, and I guess Bakersfield, Oakland, El Paso, Texas, there was like 4 or 5 others across the country, I guess. They furloughed all 900 of their employees, and it's interesting. I wish I had some more inside information. I probably could, but it's interesting to me also because an old friend of mine actually tried to get me to go work there. He was the IT director there now. He got that job, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, or a little less than that. And he wanted to hire me on to go work with him to help expand all their operations and everything and reform the network. And but I turned it down for a couple of reasons. And I'm glad I did. And this was last year before I went to work at Sebastian, and I wound up taking the job at Sebastian instead. Yeah, and I'm glad I did. Not because Sebastian was good for what it was at the time. Dude, do you want to just pass me, or you just want to keep? Okay. But I ultimately wound up where I am now at Blair Church in Flynn, and this has been a fantastic job. But had I taken that job, I'd be kicked out the door with everybody else there this week. And it sounds like people on the internet are saying that that BitWise is a scam, and I kind of had questioned it somewhat myself, not knowing all that much about their business model. But even my friend that worked there had indicated that most of their money came from real estate. It was really, they front themselves as a technology company, but that's kind of what I always understood too. It's like, aren't they just kind of like renting office space? And it's like a fancy tech themed office space that they rent out to small businesses, and there's collaboration spaces and whatnot. From what I understand, that's the case. So it's kind of like a smaller version or a different kind of version of a Regus. I was explaining this to my buddy Tim yesterday. It was like Regus, which is a company that leases office space all over the world. When I worked for Yosemite Technologies in 2006, and they flew me out to the UK to go move their office. They had an office in Reading and Green Park outside of London, and they moved to Slough. The office they moved to, that I helped them move to, was a Regus office that they were leasing for their, it was like 10 employees in that office. It wasn't big, but so it was the same kind of idea though, except the Regus it's an office building. You rent office space, and there's common rooms, common break rooms, and common conference rooms that you have access to as a tenant. So like BitWise is kind of the same idea, except it's like, it's technology themed, and they kind of spout themselves as being promoting software development, and I guess they do. They have other activities and community involvement and things that are around technology, which is great. But coming from someone, I really don't have a deep understanding of everything else that they did, or never really was. I don't know. I guess I wasn't really that interested for whatever reason. But anyways, that's what I always kind of understood, was that that's how they were getting their income was real estate, and that seems like that was the case. But they got all this investor funding, $80 million just a few months ago, and suddenly they're not paying their employees 401k, and now they're furloughing everyone. It's like, okay, we just got $80 million. What happened to all that money? Sounds extremely fishy. So all that to say, I'm glad I don't work there. But there were 300 employees just in the Fresno office alone. That's going to be a pretty major hit to the local economy if those people don't have jobs. And they're all, I don't know if they were all, how many of them were like tech oriented or what, but we don't really, I don't know if you've been to Fresno, but we don't really have, much of a tech industry outside of just, MSPs, local IT consulting firms. There's a couple technology companies here, but I think they're relatively small. And but yeah, if BitWise being the golden child that it was touted to be for so many years, and this big revolutionary thing is happening right here in Fresno. Yeah, it turned out to be, we'll see what happens, but it sounds like maybe it was just a crock the whole time. Well, my heart goes out to anybody that was working there. It seemed like a really cool place to work. My buddy was really trying to get me to go work there, and like I just happened to be down there going to the UPS store one morning, and I bumped into him, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, you want to get a coffee?" They had the little cafe right there. You could just walk up to the window, and it was free breakfast and free. I was like, I don't want coffee, but maybe what else do they have? And he's like, "Oh, we've got these green drinks, and they make new things every day." It was really cool. And yeah, if you're an employee, you just get it for free, whatever you want. It's lots of neat perks. Yeah. Anyways, glad I didn't take it. Well, I am at work now. It's been it's a 4-day week. Obviously, just got back from vacation, and right into it yesterday morning. I got here at 6 a.m. and actually beat my boss in here. He showed up at 6:30, but then he said that he was here Monday. I don't know what time he got here on Monday, but it sounds like he was here most of the afternoon, and then he didn't leave until 11 o'clock at night because we're preparing for we had a whole bunch of new hires that started yesterday that we'd been preparing for weeks, and ordering new computers and setting them up, and then we've kind of been reforming our policies and the software, and rolling out Microsoft Teams officially yesterday to the whole company, and switching over from Ring Central Chat. We still are using Ring Central as a phone system, yeah, so hopefully we'll see how things go today, but it's another exciting day in Robin's IT world. And I guess that's about it. I could keep talking about other stuff, but I'm gonna go back inside and make some more tea, because I'm still not quite awake yet today, and more tea sounds good. Yeah, let's go do that. Okay. Tea. Where am I? Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great day, and if I don't talk to you, have a great week.